Hey friend, welcome to Milk and Honey with Lemon. The Bible says in Numbers 14:8, and if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into that land and give it to us. It is a rich land flowing with milk and honey. On this podcast, we talk about stepping into that overflow that God has for us by becoming those ultimate Proverbs 31 women. Hey, I'm Lemon. I am just like you, sister friend. I knew God had something more in store for me, but I couldn't see a way out of the laundry piles. And frankly, I resented that Proverbs 31 woman. How was I going to live up to the hype? That is until I found out how to really step into becoming this Proverbs 31 woman through leadership development. In this podcast, you're going to find financial freedom, leadership growth, and motivation so you'll be able to do all the things God has called you to do with ease and really step into that land of milk and honey. Welcome back to the Milk and Honey podcast. I'm your host, Lemon Price, and I am really excited today because last week I had an epiphany. I actually had a different episode planned for today, but I just felt like a completely different person last week. And I want to explain what sort of transpired without giving away like the full details. If you have listened to any episode before, then you know that I am a top leader at Girl Power Alliance, which I'm actually doing a live today with two of the other top leaders at 5:30 Eastern. I will drop a link in the show notes for you to come and join us. Come and join us. Tell them that you came here because of me. Say hi when we're on the live. But we're going to talk about what it actually takes to be a top leader. And that had me, I've just been thinking about this so much in the last week. So, quick fun backstory. I hated network marketing with every fiber of my being up until until I joined Girl Power Alliance, to be perfectly honest, in 2022. So I spent at least a solid 11 years of my professional life hating the entire industry because we all got those copy and paste, hey girl, hey messages from girls we went to high school with that were just completely cold and completely spammy and gross and gave the industry as a whole a really bad name. And then I would always see, and this used to frustrate me so much about the industry, and it's why I never saw myself getting into it, but you would see those like income average statements, and 90% plus of the company would be at the bottom. And I'm like, see, it's a pyramid scheme. And you might be thinking, yeah, it is a pyramid scheme. And I felt like that. And I just felt like the whole thing used to be, to me, it felt really gross and it felt really predatory and it felt all these things until I became a top leader in a company. And I did that quickly, even though I hated the whole thing. And so I say that to say that seriously, if I can do it, then literally anybody could do it. But I was sitting here thinking, I've thought about a lot of things in the last week. And this episode might be like a big mishmash of things that have just been going on and where God's got me and what he's doing right now in my life. And what I have learned is that no matter how many tools somebody is given, no matter how much training somebody is given, they have to want to do the work. And I want to be super clear. Network marketing is simple, but it is not easy. We have a very simple system. So our system at Girl Power Alliance is engage, promote, repeat. And so literally as you engage with the membership, as you grow in the membership, as you take courses and you grow and you change and you get loud about it, as you talk to people about what God is doing in your life right now, people will naturally want to join you. And I say that to say, like, it's happened for me 100%. It's happened for me. I've had people to me and say, I've watched you over the last 6 months, the last year and a half, whatever it is. I had one time a girl, she came to me because she said, hey, I noticed you're in a lot of GPA videos. You're doing a lot of training corporately. You explain the comp plan really well, which is so funny because that used to be my biggest weakness. I told myself I would never understand a comp plan. And now I know the comp plan better than anyone else. But outside from the corporate team, I know the comp plan insanely well because top leaders know their comp plan. They know how to get paid and they know how their people get paid. But that's why she came to me. And so I say that to say it truly does work. You really can grow and learn and earn here, which I think is really cool. And there's all kinds of things that you can learn. We have a podcast course coming up. Dr. Caroline Leaf is one of our guest speakers. Shay Bynes just did our leadership call last week. I'm actually doing the expert coaching call with Molly Trotter Gomez. She was on the episode a few weeks ago. And so her and I are leading the expert coaching call. We're talking about social media marketing, her and I. And there's real growth. There's real opportunity here. And I've seen it change. I'm going to tell you, I just had an experience tonight, literally before I sat down to record this. Our oldest, so my husband's, and we have a men's version too. We have Real Men Alliance. It's new, very fresh. I'll link to that too if you guys want to check that out. But the kids see what we're doing all the time. They see us attending calls. They see us growing. They see us learning. They see our relationship with God getting deeper, our marriage getting even better. And so today, Oliver said to us, he said, Mom, you get up early to talk to God, right? And I said, yeah, I would like to start my day. And he said, great. Could you wake me up a little bit earlier so I can do the same thing? And I was like, yeah, of course I can. But then he said to me, do you think I could go to the men's leadership calls with Dad? He literally was talking about how much he wanted to be surrounded by other good, godly men outside of church and outside of our home. And he just wanted to immerse himself in a culture that is focused on growth and putting Jesus at the front of it. And I get really passionate about what it is that we're doing because I see it impacting my family in real time. It started with me. I've watched it impact my husband, and it is now impacting Oliver, who's going to turn around and impact his brother. And maybe he's going to impact his bio mom's house. Maybe he's going to have an impact at school. Like things can change. And so I get really passionate about what it is that we're doing. And so I want to say the process is simple, but that doesn't make it easy. Growth is messy. Talking to people can be scary. When people reject you, that's hard. It's not necessarily easy. And if it were easy, everybody would do it. And Michelle Schaefer, and she was on the episode a few weeks ago, and she said to me so many times that the team that got me to where I am right now is not going to be the same group of people who gets me to where I want to go. And I intend to go straight to the top of our comp plan. Nobody's done it yet. Obviously, we're a brand new company. And so that's where I intend to go. And I have no intention of slowing down. I have no intention of stopping because there's a lot I want to do with it. Yes. Do I want to take care of my family? 100% yes. I don't want my family to worry about anything. I don't want to check my bank account. I'm in the grocery line to make sure like nothing wonky happened and my car's not going to get declined. Right? Like I don't want to have those experiences. And we've been there. 100% we've been there. And so I don't want to do that again. I don't ever want to feel like that. I don't want to have to say no to things. I don't want to have to turn down experiences and things like that. But I also have ministries that I want to fund. We just had a friend who had a horrific house fire. And he could have gotten like a brand new house for 150-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. And my husband and I, we both looked at each other and we said, that's what we would do if we had like real wealth. We would cut a check for $150,000 for this man to go buy a new house for his family. That's what I would do. Would I take care of my family? 100%. Would I take care of other families, other ministries, other things I'm passionate about? 1,000,000% yes. Which is why I was so confused when Michelle said to me that these people who got me here are not going to be the people who take me to where I want to go. They're not going to, it's not the same. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Of course, I want every single person I've ever enrolled to get to the top of the comp plan with me. I want them to come with me. But what I've learned is either A, that's actually not their desire. For some of them, it's actually not their desire. And so then I had to look at my feelings on network marketing as a whole. And I'm like, wait, I wonder if some of the people who are hanging out in that, that first tier where they're making a couple $100 a month, maybe $1,000 a year, or whatever it is, maybe that's where they want to be. Maybe it's where they want to hang out. And that's fine. There's plenty of people who joined my team who are solely here to grow, or they just want to make enough to cover their membership every month, which is $149. That's it. That's all they want. They're content making $150 a month because that's all they need. They don't have the need to do anything else, and that's fine. But then you have people who maybe, maybe their goal is they want to make $5,000 a month. If I made $5,000 a month, we'd be great. We'd be golden. And that's it. Like they actually don't want to do more than that either. And so like they're content hanging out in the upper lower third. Does that make sense? Of the comp plan, right? Like if I just split the comp plan into thirds, it'd be like the top half of the bottom third of it. And they're content with that. And that's fine too. And I've learned what I've learned, and I really had to internalize this, is that as I continue to grow, as I continue to change, as I continue to be fired up about the things that I'm passionate about, and goodness knows I'm passionate about a lot of things right now in my family. I called Michelle last week, just crying and frustrated, and not with anybody in particular, anything in particular, but I was like, I'm not going to live like this anymore in 2024. Things have to be different. I have to be a different person. I have to do things differently. And she was the best place to be, because that's when you'll really take actions, when you'll really decide to do something. And so as I continue to grow, I've noticed that the women who join my team now are in a different place. Some of them, sure, they just want to cover their membership. Some of them just want to be members and have no intention of actually ever even covering their membership with what we have here. But then I have others who are coming in now who are hungry and they want to build teams and they want freedom because there's big vision for what it is that they're called to do. And I think the enemy does a really good job of shaming us for that. I think he wants you to play small. I think he wants you to believe that God is abundant in all areas except finances, which is a lie. Why would God be abundant in love and health and all of these other areas except your finances? Make that make sense to me. And so I want to encourage you, if you have been sitting on the fence, if you've been contemplating coming to hang out with me at Girl Power Alliance, if you have been wanting to do something different, maybe in 2024, you were like, we're going to pay off debt. And now it's the end of Q1. And how are you doing with that goal? How does it feel getting close to that goal? Are you okay with where you're at? If not, I've got a solution. We have so many things going on here that you will be amazed. Like I said, if you want to start a podcast course, Molly and I we just dropped a course in March on social media marketing. And that course, the information that we put in that course alone, we would have charged $25,000 for if we had taken personal clients, and I have charged that much. And it's now available. You get to hear from people like Dr. Caroline Leaf. You can become a certified speaker. You can become a certified life and leadership coach. We have so many incredible things coming I'm not allowed to share about yet. It's like perks of leadership. I get to know all of the things before they become available. There's a lot coming. There's so much here, and it is just ripe for the taking. If you want it to be, if you want to do something different, if you want to make different choices for you and your family, then this opportunity is for you. And I don't normally come on here and push like that. I don't normally come on and talk about it like this, but it has been the biggest game changer in my entire family. It has changed everything about my family, and we're just getting started. My husband's only been a member since the end of January. The end of January. And it's already having an impact on all of her. And so just imagine what happens when we're 5 years into this and he's 17 years old and he spent the last 5-6 years watching us grow in our relationship with the Lord and grow as people and become better speakers and better leaders and radically change our financial situation. we are, because of what I've learned here, my husband and I were on track to be debt free this year. By the end of the year, be completely debt free, minus a house, because we're gonna buy a house this year. I'm gonna buy my first house this year. And so we could have bought one last year, but the Lord was like, it's not the right time. We were trying to rush the process. We were trying to do things in our own way, in our own time. And right before we put an offer in, we were on the phone with the agent ready to put an offer in. And God said, it's not time. And so we waited, and that's fine. We're fine with it. But what I want to say is there's so much here for you. There's so much here for you. And I personally want to mentor you. I personally want to help you earn a whole heck of a lot of money. I want to help you radically change your future. And it's easy to do here. We have so much coming up. We have the Kingdom Speaker Academy coming up. No matter if you want a podcast, if you want to speak on stages, if you want to speak at summits, if you just want to be a better communicator in your marriage, then this is for you. We've got expert coaching calls that are incredible coming up that you get to hear from people like Dr. Caroline Lee. There's so much available here for you. And so if you've been sitting on the fence, I want to encourage you to get off of it. I want you to click on the link in my bio. Come grab coffee with me and let's talk. Go check out a sneak peek. There's a link in the show notes for you to do that. Same with a coffee chat. There's so much available here. Or just reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. They're linked in the show notes too. Or just go anywhere on social media and type in Lemon Price. You'll find one of 3 Instagram accounts. I know I have 3 Instagram accounts. That's really crazy. I'm testing this new faceless Instagram thing. We'll see how that goes. So if you see that, you'll know it's me because I'm testing something. It seems to be all the rage. So we're gonna see what the Instagram algorithm decides to do with that. And so I just want to encourage you to connect with me. I want to encourage you to and see for yourself, because if I can be the biggest hater of the industry, if I can hate this industry with every fiber of my being, and I can come in here and become a top leader quickly, if I can come in here and set my family free financially, then literally anybody can do it. And I want to invite you to come on that journey with me. I want to invite you to be a part of something incredible and to work with me, work right alongside me. Because let me tell you, when you come into this community and you partner with me, your goals become my goals. I become radically obsessed with you achieving what you told me you want to achieve. And I will not let you fail as long as you'll accept the help and the mentorship and the support. And so I want to encourage you, come and join me. Come join me tonight. I'm going to talk about how you can become a founding ambassador at 5:30 Eastern. I'll link that in the show notes for you. Come join me Wednesday. You have to be a member for that, but you can talk about that. So shoot me a message. And then Thursday, we have a call. I can drop you the replay because I actually hosted the corporate call last week too. So I would love to share just what we have going on here. There's a lot happening. We have a prayer call at 11:30 a.m. Eastern today. You can come and join that. I'll link that in the show notes for you too. And so come and see. Come see what we're doing. Come see how we're doing an old thing a new way. There are a lot of people who've been watching what we're doing. I've been getting messages from top leaders in other companies talking about the leverage we have here because there's only one product. There's no custom carts you have to create. There's just none of them. None of those things you have to do. You literally, it's just a digital membership and somebody just decides they want to be a basic member or VIP. That's it. It's really easy. You don't have to send them anything custom. You don't have to ask them all these questions to find out their hair goals. And no hate to that because I use Monet. I have my friend Christina Smallwood. She's been on the podcast. She's my hair girl and I love her completely. But she's got to do some work to get that sale. She's got to ask a lot of questions about what I want for my hair before I do something. And you don't have to do that here. There is time and financial freedom waiting for you. And the enemy wants you to be scared. The enemy wants you to say, this isn't for me. The enemy wants you to say, I can't do that. But God says you can do anything with him. God says all things are possible through him. And so what are you going to do when you partner with him? What are you going to do when you invite him into your finances? When you invite him into your growth, into your marriage, into your parenting? Because let me tell you, I invited him into ours. And everything about every single aspect of my life has changed. And so he's here presenting you with an opportunity to have everything in your life be different too. You just have to ask yourself, are you willing to take the first step? Hey friend, what a joy it has been to share today's journey with you. If you found a spark of inspiration or a nugget of wisdom that resonated, would you bless someone else by sharing this episode with them? It could be the encouragement they need to step into their purpose and calling. Also, if you could spare a moment to leave a review, it would mean the world to me. I really appreciate your feedback, and it really helps our community grow. Remember, the road to discovering God's call for you isn't one you have to walk alone. So join me again next Monday for another episode where we'll continue to explore the depths of leadership and the heights of our heavenly calling. Until then, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep trusting in His plan. God bless you, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, friend.